Welcome back, everyone, to Lore of the Shadow, where I am back here in the court of the fountain with Mithrandir, and I'm about to find out what he needs me to do next.
We must not rely on the strength of the walls. The people must be strong.
The people must be strong as well as the walls. It is not long before the enemy is arrayed before the walls, and in that moment the city's defenders will need courage with deep foundations. There are some folk with whom you should speak, my friend. Unresolved matters may linger and cast hearts into confusion when the end approaches. Day-to-day affairs of the city are managed by a group of officials that comprise the Council of Gondor. They meet in the Dome of the Sun on the Sixth Circle. Introduce yourself to the door ward and do what you can to aid the council. I came here in the company of Peregrine Took, a hobbit of the Shire. You should know him. He is now a guard of the Citadel. The less said of that, the better. And I expect that he should use a friendly word from you. I spoke with Lord Dwinhere of the Blackroot Vale a short time ago, and it seems that his sons left the city without his permission, and indeed against his direct command. I understand that you met Dwelin and Derfin during their ill-advised adventures. Find them within one of the taverns in the lower circles of the city, and perhaps something can be done to soothe their father's temper. All right, so I need to speak to Othnar for the council. I need to speak to Peregrine Took to complete the guard of the citadel, and I need to talk to Dwelin and complete In Need of Discipline. So, I suppose Pippin is the closest of these. Hello there, Pippin. How are you doing?
It is good to see a familiar face in this city of strangers.
Gandalf hinted that I might be seeing you shortly, but I wasn't sure I believed him. It's good to see a familiar face within the city. I have met a few friends already, but this city is not built to hobbit scale, is it? I find it quite overwhelming. On the off chance that you really would be turning up, I arranged with one of the taverns for a picnic lunch, and I expect it to be nearly ready. There should be enough good food and drink for the two of us, and we can share stories to catch up on our adventures. I say our adventures, but really, mine has not been very eventful since we last met. I hope it stays that way, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. Doesn't seem likely, though, does it? The proprietor of the Thirsty Seer in the fifth circle of the city should have the picnic basket set out by now. If you go down there, pick it up, and carry it out to the edge of the pier. We can have a lovely lunch on the watch point. I will meet you out there, but be sure to bring the picnic basket. All right, got it. Don't arrive to the picnic without lunch. I understand. I presume that this is the Dome of the Sun? Hello there.
Welcome to the Dome of the Sun, where meets the Council of Gondor.
Word of your deeds is moving throughout the city like a fire on a brush. It sounds as if you have had many adventures and saved many good folk from the swords and axes of evil. May you continue to do so on our behalf, worthy Lord Master. You have just missed the meeting of the council, but if you go within, you may be able to lend some aid to Arador, chief scribe of the council. The meetings have been contentious of late, and the number of raised voices has been heard from my position here has only increased in recent days. It seems no two voices can agree on a single course of action, for each member of the council has his own interests to look after. And can they not see that we must be united if we are to survive the coming storm? I am just a door ward. It's not my place to speak so. There are some of the city who speak against the council, but you will not find me speaking such sedition. Some people are speaking against the council. Well, that's not good. Well, actually, I guess it depends on the competency of the council. Most interesting. A model of the White City stands right in the middle of the room. I suppose they could use that for reference during their meetings, or is it just there for decoration? Perhaps it's used in both styles? How about up here? Ah, this looks like a chief's tribe. Hello there.
Yes? I wonder if you might do me a favor.
You must be Pinelore, the lore master to whom Mithrandir speaks so highly. I am sorry to tell you that you have just missed a meeting of the council. See the state in which they have left this place. I wonder if you might do me a favor. I need to finish organizing these papers. Perhaps you might gather up the rest of the notes scattered about the chamber. The members of the council are masters of their various duties, but they trust that I will note down the matters of decision and do not stay behind to ensure that I have recorded everything. I do my own duty as best I may, but I must ensure that nothing slips by my notice amid the confusion. Okay. Right, so scribbled notes. Now, the other chair, is there a case of one table for each of the masters and that the rest of the chairs are for the various assistants? Or is it a case that, because we do have some people that are sitting here, they might be assistants to the actual masters and stuff like that to bring the various matters there. Let's see what we got. Alright, this should be enough to keep them busy for a while. Here you go, sir.
I am nearly ready. Let me copy these down. It will not be long.
Ah, thank you very much. Let me copy down any of the important matters from these pages, and then I will have another request of you. So, I will not be long. You will not be long. All right. Well, it'll be a minute. All done?
I need someone to bring these resolutions throughout the city.
There we go. I have finished writing out the Council of Gondor's most recent resolutions. Now, I need someone to bring these throughout the city so that the city leaders can take the appropriate actions. Normally, I would send an errand writer, but if you'd like to meet some members of the council, perhaps you would like to perform this duty. Very good. Here's the stack of resolutions that will require immediate action. They're labeled with the current recipient. Yes, do you see? Here is the list. Tarkun, the warden of the houses of healing. Echadon, the captain of the garrison. Kelafir, the warden of the coffers. And Mirandil, the warden of the stores. Thank you for this. You will be doing the city a great service, so I need to deliver this to 4 members of the council. Gotcha! Ah, this looks like the warden of the houses of healing. Hello there, sir.
As you know, I am the warden of the houses of healing.
That was very fast, Pinelore. Perhaps you should become an errand writer for the city. I suppose it would be difficult for you to leave the adventuring life behind, but prompt delivery of messages is sometimes to be prized, and you seem to be quite skilled at it. As you know, I'm the warden of the Houses of Healing. At the council meeting that just concluded, I requested an increase in supplies and goods for the use of the healers. Spare clothes, water for boiling, warm blankets. The council agreed with the principle of my request, but not to its whole extent. I have been granted an increase, but a small one. It's better than no increase at all, I must suppose. We will take blankets and clothes from the evacuated houses, for their owners have no current need of them, and I will arrange for the wardens of the wells to provide us with the spare blankets. Okay. And that's the first of the wardens. Now, should I go downstairs first or upstairs first? I decided to come down to the second level. That way I could not only speak with the local warden, but I could also speak with the brothers. This is captains of Minas Tirith, the captain of the garrison.
I am the captain of the garrison, and I take my duty most seriously.
Thank you for bringing this to me so quickly. I am the captain of the garrison, which means that the training and command of the warriors of the city falls to me. I take this duty very seriously. Considering that there's a war going on, I would hope so. At the latest council meeting, I spoke on behalf of my men. The garrison's lack of weapons and armor needed to amount to a true defense of the city should our enemies breach the gate. Furthermore, we simply do not have enough men. To that end, I argued that the scouts should be recalled from the Pelennor and Halathanor and put to work as part of the garrison. Parthathon did not like the suggestion. When you have finished with this duty, perhaps you can see if his temper is cooled? The council did not agree with me, and there was much sympathy of the ideas of Parthathon. Still, the Guild of Smiths has been commanded to double its production of weapons and shields, so the men that I do have can hope to have better equipment in the battle that's ahead. It is not everything for which I had hoped, but it is something at least. Well, that seems to be a common theme all throughout this. Alright, so now, I believe we need to find a tavern somewhere where these brothers may be staying. The Mumak and Keep. Well, if those two are going to be anywhere, it would have to be this place. They're obsessed with Mumaks. And look at this. It appears they're practicing some archery. Hello?
My brother and I have been teaching the folk here how to bring down a Mumak.
Yes, we managed how to shoot at the Mumak in order to bring it down. This crafted fellow is not as large as one of the actual beasts, but it still serves as a good practice for letting us fly our arrows. If you retrieve the arrows that have already fired and give them to my brother, he will be able to practice. He's been asking for his turn for a while now. Okay. Okay, good. I'm glad that you're not continuing to shoot while I am retrieving the arrows. There you go. You ready for your turn?
Have you seen our father around the city anywhere?
No, I haven't. Well, I ask about my father only because we have not yet seen him since we have returned, and I'm afraid that he might be rather cross with us. You see, he commanded us not to leave the city, but, well, we left anyway. You understand, I am sure. There were Muakil to hunt. And furthermore, we learned our best to bring down the mighty beast. That must be worth something, even to our stern and disappointing father. Find him in the city for us, will you? He will be atop the wall somewhere in the second circle, probably with a view of the gates of the city, and perhaps you could plead on our behalf. He will be stern, I do not doubt, but perhaps you can convince him that we need not be reprimanded for the adventure of ours. It ended happily, did it not? Happily. Well, I have a lenient definition of the word happily, if I recall correctly. Ah, I think I see a commander of some sort up ahead. Perhaps this is the right person? He doesn't seem to be very happy. Hello, sir.
My sons must learn to obey my words, or there will be no sons of mine.
I know you, Pinelore. You're the hobbit that brought my boys back to the city. You have my thanks for that. I will have some words for them when I catch them. I don't mind telling you. I am the Lord of the Blackroot Vale, and within those boundaries my command is the law. Outside of them, I am given authority over others by the grant of the council and the steward, but in affairs of my own house and over the actions of my sons I have complete authority no matter where I am. I commanded them to stay within the city for their own safety. What would I tell their mother if they ran afoul with some evil of Ithilien? Rosefiend would never let me hear the end of it. Tell me where they are, Pinelore, and I will teach them obedience. They are at the Mumakan Keep, practicing how to bring down a Mumak. I know that place. If you help my men finish gathering up these bows, swords, and shields, I will meet you there. My sons must learn to obey my word, or they will be no sons of mine. All right, fine, I will. And he runs off very, very quickly. Let's see what we got here. A shield. Okay, a couple of shields. A sword. A bow. More swords. And one final bow. And we shall be done. Now, bring the equipment to Lord Dunhir in the Mumakan Keep. Okay, I can do that. Let's see if the walk had calmed his temper any.
And furthermore,
Dunhir splutters into silence. Dunhir stares at the makeshift Mumak, seeming to see it for the first time.
Can I have a try? I will show you how this is done, I warrant.
Lord Dunhir stares at the sight of the arrows flying towards the makeshift Mumak, and is silent for a moment. Suddenly he erupts once again, but with a quite different exclamation. Ha! A powerful one hit, Dwayne Finn. That's the way. Why did you not tell me about this, Pinelore? I thought I tried. The exercise seems to be quite a useful one. Can I have a try, my son? I will show you how it's done, I warned. You will see your sire get it on the first try, Dwaylen. I cannot stay mad at the boys. They get our skill in archery from me, you know. Okay, well. A change in players?
Do you see? There is nothing to worry about after all.
Oh, father has never been able to stay mad at Derfin or me for very long. Our mother thinks that we remind him of himself when he was young, or perhaps old. He insists that he hasn't changed after all. Oh, thank you once again, my friend. We will be here practicing our technique. If the battle comes, we will be ready. Well, that's good news. Alright, that's taken care of. So, what do we need? Oh, I still need to deliver some resolutions. And, of course, there's a matter of a picnic basket. And we shall deal with those when we return for the next episode of Lore of the Shadow.